And the first rule is it has to be interesting. It doesn't have to be worth anything. When Steve Jobs and I started Apple, we sat around and talked about, oh my gosh, we got this little device. Maybe a few of our hobbyist friends will buy a board from us, but we don't know if we're going to make a profit. It doesn't matter. Well, go out, take a step, do something. Give yourself a chance. We didn't think, oh, maybe we'll have a big company someday. We just thought, hey, you know what? It's two of us doing what we'd like to do together. So you don't necessarily, for a lot of the big revolutions, you don't necessarily have to see that it's a valuable future. The big companies were saying it wouldn't work. That's equivalent to today, somebody sitting down, starting with a bunch of ideas and a whole bunch of naysayers. No, it's not done that way. But if you've got a creative mind, you're doing it your way, then you really have a chance to do things that haven't been thought of before. Look at all the big companies that we've got. The Apples and the Facebooks and Twitters and Googles, and they all came from young people. It's really those young years when you're developing ideas in your head of who you want to be, what sort of things you might want to do in your life that totally amount to what you are when you're much older and much famous and you take a different role. But, we all look back and say, oh my gosh, those young days, the steps we took not knowing what we were doing, what it would lead to, how you run business or anything, those are the most important steps that get you there. It's absolutely possible, but you know what? You have to just come up with your own philosophies of life, your framework of life, your values, and what you think is your personality when you're young. Generally, by the time you're 20, it's pretty much you are who you're going to be. So in that time frame, you can say, I'm going to have a goal. I'm going to have a goal to keep a lot of the spirit, the passion, the youngness, the being interested in interesting new things. I'm going to keep that with me for life, and I'm not going to let, if I have some business is just getting droll or it's taking me to the sky, I'm not going to let it change who I am. Know who you are. And that's important to young people because they have such good idealistic views anyway of already everyone, when they're young, just wants to find a way to help the world, and be peaceful and bring happiness to everyone. When I was young, I decided I'm going to keep that youth, in me as much as I can, and the good thinking, and not become one of these, what older people become and start wars and that sort of thing. Picture the possibilities is a place for a lot of young people to realize that, oh my gosh, I can have a dream and turn it into something real. We call it sometimes virtual reality. Things in film, could be just started out as a dream in the neurons in your brain. And you can bring it to life and inspire people. But the confidence, you'll learn so much from it. And then all of a sudden, you could actually come up with the great movie of all time too, doing that sort of thing. You'll learn what's important and what's not.